Ladies and gentlemen, we treat our phones better than our own lives. When the battery hits 10%, we panic. Power bank, low power mode, charger everywhere. But when you hit 10% energy, you say, it's okay, I'll push a little more. That little more is how people burn out for years. 2026 is coming, whether you are ready or not. The world is not slowing down because you are tired. Technology is not waiting for you to catch up. Younger people are learning faster, failing faster, adapting faster. And you're still explaining to yourself why you can't start yet. Let me start with a simple question. When was the last time you actually put yourself first without feeling guilty? Not, I'll rest after this one task. Not, I'll start my dream next year. I mean really first, because most people today don't put themselves first. They put themselves last. After work, after family, after friends, after social media, after replying to people who wouldn't even reply back in a day. And then they wonder why they feel tired, stuck, and secretly angry at life. Elon Musk slept on factory floors while people online called him reckless and crazy. He didn't do it to look heroic. He did it because he put the mission first, not comfort, not approval. While others protected their balance, he protected his future. Let me tell you something uncomfortable but honest. No one is coming to save you. Your boss won't suddenly care about your dreams. Your friends won't stop progressing just because you're stuck. Even your family, as much as they love you, cannot live your life for you. And that's not sad. That's powerful. Because the moment you accept this, you regain control. Look at how many people live their entire lives on later mode. Later I'll learn that skill. Later I'll get healthy. Later I'll take risks. Later I'll focus on myself. Later becomes never, and never becomes regret. You know what regret sounds like? I had potential. I almost started. I could have been something. Think about this. The people you admire didn't wait for permission. They didn't wait for perfect timing. Albert Einstein struggled to find teaching jobs. He was rejected, underestimated, and even told he wasn't smart enough. Imagine hearing that and believing it. But instead of quitting, he kept thinking, learning, and trusting his curiosity. He didn't beg the system to accept him. He became so good the system had no choice. Arnold Schwarzenegger arrived in a new country with a strange accent, no money, and no connections. People laughed at the way he spoke. They said his body was wrong, his name was too long, his dreams were impossible. But he put himself first. He learned. He adapted. He worked when no one was watching. Years later, the same world called him lucky. If you don't build yourself, one day you won't even be able to help the people you're sacrificing for. You can't pour from an empty cup. 2026 is not about working harder. It's about working smarter on yourself. Skills, health, mindset, time. Because the truth is brutal. If you stay the same, the world will outgrow you. So before you think about pleasing everyone else this year, ask yourself one question and be brave enough to answer it honestly. What would my life look like if I finally chose myself without apology? This is where it begins. Be honest. The reason you don't put yourself first isn't deep psychology. It's because you're scared of being the bad guy. You're scared someone will say, "Oh, you've changed." As if that's an insult. Let's be real. You didn't change. You just stopped being available 24/7 like customer support. You reply late once and people panic. You say no one time and suddenly you're different. You focus on yourself and now you're selfish. Funny how nobody complained when you were exhausted. Michael Jordan got cut from his high school team. You know what he didn't do? He didn't say, maybe basketball isn't my thing. He didn't cry about haters. He didn't post motivation quotes. He went back to the gym again and again while other kids were outside vibing. Years later, people call it talent. No, it was obsession. Oprah Winfrey got fired and told she wasn't fit for TV. Imagine being told your voice is the problem when your voice is your gift. She could have stayed quiet to make people comfortable. Instead, she chose herself. Now people sit on couches watching her cry and call it therapy. Here's the part that hurts. People pleasing doesn't make people love you. It makes you convenient. You become the friend everyone calls when they need something. The coworker who can just handle it. The person who's always busy but never progressing. And let's talk about guilt. Fake guilt. The kind where you cancel your own plans to help someone who wouldn't cancel Netflix for you. You say yes, you smile, then you complain alone at night like, why does nobody respect me? Because you trained them not to. Fear of judgment is another joke you keep telling yourself. You're scared of what people will say, but those same people can't even remember what they ate yesterday. They are not watching you. They are watching themselves. Every person who moved ahead disappointed someone. Every single one. Not because they were rude. Because they stopped explaining. So if 2026 is going to be different, here's the rule. Stop trying to be liked by people who don't pay the price for your life. Say no faster. Protect your time harder. Choose yourself without writing an apology letter. And yes, some people will be uncomfortable. That's okay. You're not here to be liked. You're here to become something. And that requires losing the version of you that everyone was comfortable using. Let's get practical now. Because motivation without action is just entertainment. Everyone says they want to put themselves first, but then they check their phone first thing in the morning. Notifications decide their mood. Messages decide their priorities. Other people's emergencies decide their schedule. And somehow, their own life is always later. Let me expose something real. You don't lack time. You leak time. You wake up tired. Scroll for just 5 minutes, and suddenly it's been 30. You watch one video, then another, and call it relaxing. But somehow, you're too busy to work on your future. Funny how that works. Look at your day honestly. Who controls it? You or your phone? The people who move ahead don't have more time. They have fewer distractions and stronger rules. LeBron James didn't wake up thinking, let's see what happens today. His life runs on structure, training, recovery, sleep, discipline. Not because he's obsessed, because he's intentional. Meanwhile, most people run their lives on vibes. Here's a rule you need to hear. If you don't schedule time for yourself, life will schedule distractions for you. Putting yourself first starts with protecting your mornings. Not replying to messages, not scrolling, not consuming chaos before your brain is even awake. Even one focused hour a day changes everything. 1 hour learning, 1 hour building, 1 hour improving a skill. That's 365 hours a year. That's how average people become dangerous. Serena Williams didn't train when she felt motivated. She trained when it was boring, when it was repetitive, when nobody was clapping. That's the part people skip when they say, I want success. Let's talk habits. Boring word, powerful weapon. Your habits are voting for the person you're becoming. Every day you vote. Scroll or study. Sleep late or wake up early. Comfort or progress. No decision feels big in the moment. That's the trap. Skipping one workout feels harmless. Skipping learning today feels fine. Skipping discipline feels normal. Until months pass and nothing has changed, putting yourself first means choosing discomfort now, so you don't live with regret later. And stop waiting for motivation. Motivation is lazy. Discipline shows up even when you don't care. You don't need a perfect routine. You need a non-negotiable one. Pick one skill that actually matters, not 10. 1. Commit to it daily, even when you're tired, especially when you're tired. Cristiano Ronaldo didn't become obsessed because he loved suffering. He loved winning, and he understood the price. Most people love the idea of results. Very few love the process. Another hard truth. If your environment stays the same, you will stay the same. You can't build a focused life in a distracted environment. Unfollow noise. Reduce access. Create friction for bad habits and ease for good ones. And please stop calling yourself busy when you're just distracted. Busy builds. Distracted consumes. Putting yourself first isn't a one-time decision. It's a daily one. Quiet. Repetitive. Unseen. Nobody will applaud you for going to bed on time. Nobody will clap when you say no to nonsense. Nobody will celebrate your discipline. But one day, your results will speak so loud, you won't need to explain anything. And that's when you'll realize choosing yourself wasn't selfish. It was survival. Let's be honest. Most people don't put themselves first because they are busy blaming the world. My boss doesn't appreciate me. My parents didn't support me. The economy is impossible. The timing isn't right. Stop. Just stop. Excuses are the world's favorite way to stay average. They feel safe, comfortable, invisible. But safe is a slow death. Comfortable is a cage. Invisible is lonely. Here's the thing. Taking responsibility is scary. It's easier to say, I can't, than to actually do something about it. Look at Jeff Bezos. No one handed him Amazon. No one handed him success. He started in his garage with a couple of books and made every decision himself. He risked everything, and he didn't wait for the world to be perfect. Look at J.K. Rowling. rejected by dozens of publishers, a single mother, broke, living in a small flat, and yet she kept writing. She didn't wait for someone to approve her dreams. She chose responsibility for her story. And that's the ugly truth most people avoid. Your life is your responsibility, nobody else's. Money is a huge part of this. And don't roll your eyes, this isn't about greed, it's about freedom. Most people complain about money while doing the same things over and over. Working jobs they hate, spending carelessly, scrolling endlessly. Meanwhile, the people who put themselves first, they understand money differently. They know it's not a reward, it's a tool. A tool to create options, security, and freedom. Look at Warren Buffett. He started small, learned constantly, avoided distractions, and thought in decades, not days. He understood that if you don't control your money, it controls you. Your mindset around money is a mirror for how you treat yourself. Spend without thinking, and you don't value your time. Save without purpose, and you fear risk. Invest in yourself, and suddenly doors appear you didn't even know existed. And yes, this part is uncomfortable. The sooner you stop blaming, stop whining, stop hoping someone else will save you, the sooner you step into real power. Real power is boring to watch. It's discipline over drama. It's saving when you want to spend. It's saying no when everyone else says yes. It's investing in yourself when everyone else is distracting themselves. Here's the deal. In 2026, you can't afford to play small. You can't afford to wait for permission. You can't afford to let excuses steal your life while the world moves on. Now listen carefully, because this is where it all comes together. Putting yourself first isn't just a concept. It's not just inspiration, it's action, repeated every single day. You can't just say, I'll focus on myself, and then scroll TikTok for 3 hours. That's a hobby, not a strategy. It starts with tiny decisions, the ones nobody notices but everything depends on. Waking up 30 minutes earlier, choosing learning over gossip, choosing growth over comfort, choosing yourself over excuses. Every day you do these things, you are casting votes for the person you want to become. Every day you skip them, you vote for the version of you that will complain, blame, and watch life happen to others. Let's be honest, most people are addicted to comfort. They hide behind excuses like a blanket on a cold night, safe, warm, but paralyzed. Look at Dwayne Johnson. He wasn't born rock. He was broke, living in a tiny apartment, eating his emotions, and yet he put himself first every day. Gym before fun, work before sleep, discipline before social media. That's why the world calls him unstoppable. The funny thing is, the first step is always uncomfortable. People will think you're weird. Your friends will say you've changed. Your family might roll their eyes. That's good. That means you're moving. That means you're serious. Here's the secret most people miss. Growth never asks for permission. Success never sends an invitation. Freedom never checks if you're ready. It just rewards the person who shows up. Day after day, quietly, relentlessly. And yes, it's tiring. It's frustrating. You'll fail. You'll stumble. You'll want to quit. But that's the only way the world will take you seriously. Not by complaining, not by hoping, not by scrolling endlessly. If you want 2026 to be different, this is your moment. Decide now. Stop letting other people's priorities control your life. Stop waiting for the perfect time. Stop saying yes to nonsense. Stop blaming, complaining, hoping. Instead, say yes to yourself. Yes to discipline. Yes to learning. Yes to discomfort. Yes to building a life you won't need to explain. Imagine December 31st, 2026. You looking back, knowing you didn't waste another year. Knowing you put yourself first. Knowing you didn't let excuses steal your energy, your skills, your freedom. That feeling, that power is unstoppable. So here's the challenge. Today, right now, choose yourself. Protect your time. Build your skills. Train your mind. Refuse the comfort trap. Decide that 2026 is your year. Not because it will magically be easy, but because you will refuse to stay small. The world won't wait. Your dreams won't wait. Your future won't wait, but you can start today choosing yourself, and when you do, everything else falls into place. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to like and subscribe my